The first day of the India Asian Champions League. We have God's Reign against True Rippers. We're heading into the first draft. What are the bans going to look like? In other regions, we see Sableye banned, Urshifu banned, some Blissey bans, and certain people just banning out. Also, maybe there's some one tricks on either side. I assume we're going to see Sableye hopefully banned. I don't know if we don't know. I really don't know what India meta's looking like. And we see Sableye and Tyranitar banned. All right, a Tyranitar ban. First pick for God's Reign. We're looking into an Azumarill first pick. That's already quite something we don't see anywhere else. Azumarill first pick. Into a Scyther and Mew that looks very normal already. Scyther is still one of the best Pokemon right now. And Mew is the best attacker when it comes to lane attackers. Still very solid. Does incredible early game, incredible late game. We don't see any supports being picked up, and as I say that, Mr. Mime is getting locked in. Mr. Mime and Mamoswine. I would assume Rippers are going to pick up a Blissey. If I was them, I would pick up a Blissey. And maybe a Snorlax as well. That would be two insane picks for that side. Okay, Blissey and a Snorlax. Also Urshifu. Eldegoss instead. I mean, Eldegoss is also great. We don't see Urshifu being picked at all so far. Dodrio being locked in. And there we go. Dodrio Urshifu as the last rotation. We don't see that too often. Those two are already picked very early on. And they snatched them in their last rotation together. So still looking very normal now, the comms. What's last pick of True Rippers going to be? Maybe about Champ. I could see happening. Or Serena. Sure, Serena. The Dropkick's actually going to get good value against the team of God's Reign. Both comms look very reasonable. X attack on Serena. We have Rapid Fire Scarf on Eldegoss. Left side, Weakness Policy on Urshifu. Not the biggest fan of that. Drain Crown on Azumarill. Double Glasses Focus Band on Mr. Mime. I like this build as well. Choice specs, special specs, Focus Band. If you play Power Swap. Or we might go Barrier too. I don't think Blissey picked us weird, but one team was going for Mime, the other Eldegoss instead. And we're heading into the first match of this best of 3. The first match for India. The only thing I didn't like here was the Azumarill first pick. But let's see. Let's see if this Azumarill is gonna pop off. With how early it's prioritized. And we see the Swinoop and Marill going towards top goal. Same for the Lil Flower and the other Lil Flower. That's why the Bounce Suite. The double vegetable lane going top for True Rippers. Bot lane, the Cupfew and Mr. Mime. Gonna run over already. And we have an invade already happening. Snorlax is going over to the left side. Looking for the invade. Swinoop is gonna try to help out the jungler, but the blue is already stolen. So we see across every single region, we see people invading still. It's just meta. And if you're not ready for it, then your buff gets stolen. And blue buff has been stolen. Now Snorlax is joining the Mew on bot then, and Sepper's in a bad position right here. Gets tackled. Boost auto attack stay. He's gonna start seeing one berry. He's gonna take a second berry. And he might be able to just run away. The X speed is enough to get him to safety. And now Q on the side is looking maybe for a top lane gank over the lane. And they might overcommit right here. They just got a KO. They might think they can escort, and there's Scyther. That's exactly what happened. We have the Scyther getting a counter KO at least. And Daksha is dropping very low, but the light screen's not going to be enough to get this KO. He's just going to rest. Here back up to full. Almost. And these Ataria are spawning now. Scepter not having too much early game yet. Only level 3.5. It's going to take a while for him to get to level 5. But against Snorlax Mew, that is absolutely scary to play against as a Cupfew. That is such a difficult lane. Mew and Snorlax are very oppressive. They don't have to evolve at all. Very good abilities early on. Aqua Taste picked up by Azumarill. A lot of damage going already on Eldegoss. But the Point Pump is going to be able to help Eldegoss sustain through all this early game damage quite easily. The Cupfew is now level 4, looking for another score. Is he going to score those 4 points? Yes, he does. Another take bait stack going down for him. Heavy Slam is landed into Solar Beam, and he's already dropping super low. Now oh no, he locked the boost outtake on the wrong target. It went onto the NDD instead of, no, onto the NDD instead of the Mr. Mime, and Mr. Mime is going to get away for now. I think he was fine anyways, but it could have been close. 21 points to 16, and Eldegoss is working those auto attacks. Eldegoss is so annoying. In a 1v3 scenario though now, can Eldegoss somehow hold this goal? It takes up one berry, tries to run back, but no, has no chance against 3 characters trying to score. That's a lot of points going in for the side of God's Reign. Big blows finally there, but he gets taken down. Scyther flying in from the side. I think that's a double hit, if I saw correctly. Yeah, he's going for the double hit. I mean, sword dance and double hit I think are both great. It comes down clear to personal preference, maybe team comms. I personally prefer the sword dance, but I have no issues with the sword double hit either. And nice solar beam snipe with a heavy slam. Snorlax already showing how much value he's getting in all these games. Omen looking for maybe a counter KO, but can't quite do it. Looking for another heavy slam, but the evolution is there. The Piloswine's gonna get jumped at, and Scyther's with the double hit. They get stunned. Scyther has Unite already, so it's looking good for True Rippers in this early game. They can start going for this Reggie. Mew also getting close to level 8. If Mew gets level 8 here, he's also gonna have Unite move. So huge advantage for Rippers right now. And we also have Ego. Serena 1v1ing against Azumarill, but Doduo is here ruining the 1v1. But can he even fight Serena? No, he can't. Double dropkick out, and Ego gets away quite easily. He's gonna have a good game on this dropkick against 4 physical attackers. In case you don't know, dropkick reduces attack damage. So if Dodrio and Mamoswine and Azumarill and Urshifu are stuck in it, they all do less damage. We see Mr. Mime going very deep right here, and he gets taken down. Caught off guard, trying to score. Also stacking glasses on, so he obviously wants to stack. Now with a double heavy slam, but the unstoppable of Urshifu is enough to get him out, but the Piloswine might not be as lucky. He's gonna start auto-attacking. Only level 6 Electrobolt's gonna hit, another heavy slam. And Scyther's going very, very deep. The eject button is gonna get the Piloswine to safety. Another Solar Beam though destroys the Piloswine. That's a KO, and now we have a top dive happening. Does Serena still have Unite? No, he doesn't. But the double stomp! In a 1v2 scenario right here, they're trying to dive him under the goal. If he gets maybe another 3 auto attacks out, he can go for another KO, but he wins the 1v2. They can't do it. Serena tanking 2 Unite moves as well, and living. And he actually still has Unite move, he didn't even have to use it. I think it got cancelled, I assume. And now a nice overcap. 28 points overcap for the side of True Rippers, putting them to 203 points already. Going for this Regieleki as well. They're going to secure it very easily, without any contestation. And it's going to start walking towards the second goal. And now, True Rippers are looking great. Level 10 Serena, level 10 Scyther, almost level 10 Mew. So they're doing great on experience. Scyther almost 11 even. They all have Unite moves up, and they're looking for this dive right here. Dodrio's already going down. Piloswine still doesn't have Unite move up, because he's not evolved yet. Azumarill is also dropping super low, doesn't have Unite. Scyther obliterates the Azumarill with its Unite move. Solar Beam as well. And God's Rain are falling apart right now. They keep going for this dive. Serena Unite is going to fly onto Urshifu. Is going to take him down as well. The Regieleki goes in, and they're going to all start scoring points. They're setting this goal to almost 0. But they can put it to 1 actually. Are they going to leave it at 1? No, they're going to KO the goal. 309 points already for the side of True Rippers. And we have 2:30 left until Rayquaza spawns. We also have Bot Reggie spawning again, but now they don't have Unite moves. They have to be a bit careful to maybe take this fight. Just be safe, because we have Dodrio, Azumarill, Mr. Mime Unite for the side of God's Rain, but Mime is getting taken down, going too deep again. Now the Registeel is going to be a free take for True Rippers. They're going to secure this one as well. Another objective going over to their side. They're looking great in this first opening match. Maybe Slam is going to take this Atari away as well. Ego on top, looking for this Azumarill. Pops the X attack, is going to double stomp him. Meanwhile, we see 22 points going for Mamoswine. We have Doodle Unite also trying to defend bot goal, but they already scored 30 points on this. And Mime is going to take down this Serena at 1v2. Serena couldn't find the KO on Azumarill, and actually gets punished for this play. I'm just looking for something with the X attack. I know they're running towards bot goal, looking for a push right here. Snorlax should be able to just defend it quite easily though if he has another block up. Does he have block? Doesn't look like it right now. The Solar Beam is going to land, and there's a nice Snorlax Unite, knocking up 3, knocking up 2 again. Boost out attack of Dodrio is barely going to live. You're not having enough damage there to finish off this target. Can we see the team fight happening? Wait, what's happening to the team fight? Mamoswine is super, super deep in the enemy flux zone. He's not going to make it out of there. Mime is down. Mamoswine goes down as well. Going so deep there. Going way too deep, and now Omen is going to work on this Regieleki, but there's no way he can do it before the enemy team is there. No chance. He should probably start backing off at this point. Yeah, run little bird. You should be running, yes. Okay, there we go. Rippers is going to start taking this Regieleki now. It's not going to do all too much, because they have 1 minute left for Rayquaza to spawn, which means God's Rain are going to have an easy time clearing this. And Urshifu looking ready for a push now again down here. But we already have True Rippers rotating again, so Mime and Urshifu have to be careful. He's just going to base. Same for the Mr. Mime, and they both make it out alive. Level 13 on Serena, level 12 on Scyther. And on the left side, we still have, like, God's Reign still have good experience. We have every member at least 11. 2 are even level 12. So experience-wise, they're not doing all too bad. It can still be a close team fight for the last minutes. Another Reggie spawning, and both teams are rotating to it, except for Serena. Serena is still staying top. It's a Reggie steal, so both teams do want this very badly. A lot of extra damage we will start dealing, especially for Mew and Scyther. It's absolutely massive to have. And Serena, of course, as well. And the Reggie steal is dropping swell already. God's Reign is committing for this. Who's gonna get Reggie steal? Maybe a Solar Beam? It goes over to the Urshifu, of course. Urshifu is gonna secure it, and now God's Reign are in a bad position right now. Maybe they're getting chased down now. Both teams disengaged. Dodrio is trying to score behind, but he knows the entire team is there. This is so risky, and he wastes his Unite move for just a few points. Very questionable play by Omen. Very, very questionable play. Has to waste its Unite. He knew the entire enemy team is behind him. Because they were just there at the Reggie. But he still goes, commits for the score. 219 to 339 points now. Heavy Slime lands on 2. The block is going to Mr. Mime. He might have to look for an engage right here because he caught, but he just walks away actually. Snorlax Heavy Slime is back to safety. And it's going to start baiting out now. We have Dodrio on top. Getting maybe his Unite, trying to farm his Unite move back up, or some coins, and he's just going to score. He's running towards the second goal, so True Rippers slowly have to maybe start doing something. Actually, no, he abandons. He doesn't go for the score. He's going to look for a flank now. Snorlax jumping in again. The block is there, landing on 2. Are they going to pull the trigger? Serena popping extra attack, but can we find the engage? Heavy Slam is there. Snorlax has to Unite move now. It doesn't really do all too much right now, but the Mammothswine is very, very deep, hitting 4 or 5 characters with its Unite move. Is he going to die? He's still alive, looking for another high horsepower, but he's falling into pieces. Eldegoss is going to take this KO. That's 2 down for the side of God's Reign. And Dodrio is just scoring. Dodrio is just scoring over and over again. They're also going to get the Electro Ball. Is going to finish off the Urshifu. Now Troopers are just maybe looking for scores. They're not too far ahead right now. But they're going to score a decent amount of points here with a few overcaps. Putting them to 413. Dodrio might look for a flank now. Azumarill is going to get taken down as well. And it's still a close game. 30 seconds left. And this Dodrio, maybe if he finds enough coins, he can maybe still win this game. Right now for the side of God's Reign. But Eldegoss sneaking in, and he's going to score 62 points. Azumarill dies. Mammothswine dies again. And that should be the first match for True Rippers. There's no way Dodrio can farm enough coins. And True Rippers are just running towards the enemy base now. Run towards the enemy base and just going to start scoring in their base. Uncontested. That's gonna be the first map going over to True Rippers. Honestly, good game by them. Especially mid-game, they started pulling ahead very far with that Regieleki push on top. But I have to question what Dodrio was doing in the late game. Only 2 KOs for the side of God's Reign. They got completely stomped. 713 to 373 points in the first match. Now we're heading into game number 2. What are the bans going to be? Eldegoss and Sableye. Eldegoss being banned by True Rippers, and their first pick a Blissey. So kind of targeting the supports, and then we see Azumarill instantly picked again for the side of God's Reign. Instant Azumarill. No hesitation on that. I guess the guy just really likes playing Azumarill. And then we have a Mew being picked for God's Reign. Trippers are gonna... Urshifu still open as well again, but they're going to Trenator and a Scyther or Scizor. I mean, it's most likely always going to be a Scyther right now, but there's some teams who could maybe still consider playing Scizor, but most often it will be currently Scyther being played. Now, God's Reign answering with a Mammothswine, getting some front lane in. Mammothswine and Snorlax, they are the most 2 contested defenders. Snorlax a bit more priority, and Omen is going back onto Dodrio for a second run. Last 2 picks for True Rippers, and they're going to the Snorlax, so picking up a defender for themselves. And maybe a Cramorant. Okay, we see a Cram. I like it. We see a Cramorant. Another last pick for God's Reign. They need some support, I guess. And that's Mr. Mime, right? Mr. Mime or Clefable, I guess. But Mr. Mime is still one of the best Pokemon in the game right now. And they go for the Mr. Mime. Muscle Band, Attack Rate, Focus Band on Mammothswine. No Rapid Fire Scarf, surprisingly. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Focus Bands. 5 Focus Bands on the left side. And a lot of Buddy Barriers as well. Snorlax Buddy Barrier, Cramorant Buddy Barrier, Blissey Buddy Barrier. So very defensive head items for the side of True Rippers. While right side is going very aggressive. Which Cramorant bit is it going to be? Do we see Hurricane Surf Cramorant or Dive Air Slash? I mean, Dive Air Slash is just better. Straight up. So I would hopefully see a Dive Air Slash Cram, but I mean, he is laning. So maybe it can be also like Heavy Slam. Actually, Snorlax and Cramorant used to be a duo. People always played. Heavy Slam into Hurricane into Surf was literally always guaranteed a KO. That was like the first 3 months of this game being out. Snorlax Cramorant was the meta being played. Every single game you saw those two Pokemon together. And now we're back at it. 1 year later, we're back at the Cramorant Snorlax down here. Gonna start taking these last with Whirlpool. Very fast Whirlpool damage. And he has very good early game just damage straight up with the Whirlpool, right? Not good at killing stuff, but good at KOing white Pokemon at least. We have Scyther in the jungle, and we actually have the Larvitar on top side with a Shenzi. Trying to get some experience. And so we're just trying to get to Scyther level 5 very fast. And I assume Tyranitar is going to take the second rotation in jungle, I would assume at least. That's what people like doing. So they pick something strong that is very strong early game. This could be first blood already. Darksh has to run, and almost on the chase. I don't think he's going to make it out. He's going to buy a lot of time, but he's not going to make it out. I asked you guys if you want to have sound or not. You always said I should disable the sound. You guys said I should disable the sound. So Remus going in. Confusion hits the Cramorant. Can he get away? The eject button step boost outtake of Mew is not going to be enough to get the KO. And Focus Band is going to get Cramorant to safety. I didn't see what ability he has now. This Snoop is going in. He's going way too deep and he gets killed by the Larvitar. I would like to see Larvitar going to the jungle now. And see Scyther heading to top, and that's exactly what they're doing. So they get Scyther to level 5, very fast, and then afterwards we have Larvitar taking the jungle to get to level 9, which is just reasonable. Which means you have one strong Pokemon very early on by taking in 2 buffs, but now he's getting invaded by Dodrio. So that is a problem for True Rippers right now. Dodrio is invading, Azumarill is also looking maybe for something, and I think Dodrio already stole 1 buff. I'm pretty sure he's level 7 already. Omen is now going to be very strong, 7.5, and Larvitar is still Larvitar, not even the first evolution done yet. We have the dive for Cramorant. He's looking for the KO on Mew, but the light screen is going to block him away quite easily. Mime's going to start stacking a bit. The dive is here. That's not going to be enough damage. And we see Icicle Crash going in on top. Of course, Icicle Crash is much better than Ice Fang currently still as well. We always pretty much see Icicle Crash. It just stuns for so long as well in AoE. I guess it's actually it's insane how much it stuns when the Icicle Crash explodes. First Altaria spawn is going to happen, and both teams are going for it on bot. And top lane, we have Dodrio, this time Omen having a great early game. Looking much, much better in this early stage than last game. And Scyther's getting locked up. Boost auto attack is there from Dodrio, but he's going to fall through the Azumarill. They're going to start diving the Pupitar as well, who's going to have a very difficult time in this match now to even come back. He's only level 6, and I'm pretty sure Dodrio is just going to straight up run through the jungle again if he wants to. I would just straight up just annoy him in the jungle. But Pupitar is at least going to get 1 buff right now. And Dodrio is heading towards spot where they want to go for the bottom Regieleki. Boost auto attack goes in with a tri-attack. He's going to use agility. He's going to look for the Cramorant. Boost auto attack goes onto Snorlax. They're dropping very low. Electro Ball is not going to be enough damage to kill a Snorlax under a goal. But now we have Azumarill invading. Power Swap onto Regice, and they're going to start going for it. Kyo's going to fall maybe to Azumarill, not this time. He's very looking for this 1v1 KO. Can they steal it away somehow? No, they can't. Mamoswine, Piloswine is going to secure the Regice for God's Rain, who are just showing a much different game now. They're going to start scoring 2, 19 go in, and they're going to have a nice overcap of 34 points at 24 points going on bot. 188 in total already. 25 only for True Rippers. And Azumarill is going to pick up a KO right here, just auto-attacking Blissey to death quite easily. Altaria is going to get taken by God's Rain as well, and they're going to move towards this top Regieleki. Already level 10 on Dodrio, level 9 on Azumarill. On the left side, we have level 9 for Cram and for Scyther, which means both of them have Unite boosts up, but they can't contest this day. Mime is going to hit level 9 as well now, and we just are missing the Mamoswine evolution for of God's Rain. Are we going to see who's going to get level 9 right here? Is it going to be Mamos, Piloswine, or Tyranitar? We have Tyranitar finally evolving. Maybe he's going to go top lane now and look for a defense right here. Maybe not jumping in onto the goal. Can they dive this? They're diving with the Regieleki again this time. But this time the other team, and they're just going to fall apart. One is already down. The Cram Unite is too much for defense. Tysa's going to also look for Mr. Mime. Can he get the KO? Heavy Slam is there. He's literally 1 HP. Dodrio Unite goes in. Bliss Unite's going to save Scyther, and no other KOs are happening. No other chaos are happening. Snorlax almost dying to Regieleki. Almost dying to Regieleki.
For fight True Rippers, if not for Vixen, right, getting KO'd over there on that Azumarill. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. 5 minutes are done. 188 to 25 points. And we have 21 seconds for the bot Reggie to spawn. Mew level, almost level 9. Current lowest level on the right side. And we have a Solar Beam hitting Blissey, and Blissey is going to get taken down by the boost auto attack of Mew, together with Dodrio. Killing the Blissey quite easily. And the Ancient Power Tyranitar has to start doing things now, because it's looking very bad for True Rippers. And now God's Rain. This time they can maybe just go for scoring. But it's what Azuma and Dodrio are doing right now. They're scoring this time around, because they have such a huge lead in experience. And also in points that they just can maybe actually play the macro game now. And not care about teamfights too much. Mamoswine diving into 1v3 right here though. Just trying to buy time, and Tyranitar's dropping actually quite low. Solixion's going to keep the Tyranitar alive. He's going to start Unite moving as well. And that should be maybe the KO onto Mamoswine, but it's still not. Reggie C, who's going to go to... It goes over to Snorlax on the left side. Troopers obviously are more people right here, but no, Dodrio is going to flank. Can they find some KOs? Azuma is just waiting in the bush right now. Very patiently. Is going to roll in. He's going to get heavy slammed. Unite moving. But the true damage of Tyranitar might just be taken down. Dodrio flying in with the Unite move. Tyranitar chasing Azumarill, who has X speed up. Can he find the stun? No, he can't find the stun. No, he's getting kited and kited and kited. Solar Beam is going to try to defend the goal as good as Mew can. Darksh has to run away. And now Ego's in a very bad spot. The High House Power is going to hit him, and he's going to get taken down. Maybe the Ancient Power. He's going to just turn it around. Can he find Azumarill? Yes, he can actually get Azumarill. Someone this one for scenario. He still finds 1 KO. But points stay 258 to 126 now. Trippers coming a bit closer again. A tiny bit closer. I'm jumping across the wall. 1 minute 10 left for Rayquaza. And Devish is gonna work on this red buff and move towards top Regieleki. And Noxy is looking for the score right here, but Snorlax knows. I like this. People always leave things alone, but he might know that something is up, and they know that they can't just commit 5 people top. And Mr. Mime is still sticking around. He's just going for those Idarias, and Mr. Mime is also there, so it's a 4v4 on top. Ancient Power is going in, Tyranitar's jumping, running to the enemy team. I can't really find too much yet. Cramorant looking for some poke. Gets actually rooted by the Regieleki. And neither team is really committing it, but there's the highest power. Isaac crash into Solar Beam. Scyther dropping super low, but Cram's gonna pick up the Regieleki for True Rippers. Dark Pulse is gonna lock up the Dodrio. Can he get away with the power stop? Yes, he does. Healing is enough. And gets them to safety.
Top lane fight was super crucial here, Ocean. If they would have lost the top lane
10 seconds for bot objective to spawn, which is not going to be enough time. And we have a dive happening. Troopers have to be careful right now. They're just going very deep. Rayquaza spawning any moment now. They should be careful. And there we go. Rayquaza is up. God's Rain with a lead. And this time Dodrio might just go for scores again. I mean, this time they have a lead. 3 11s on God's Rain, level 12 on Azumarill, level 13 on Dodrio. Against the level 13 Scyther and Cramorant for True Rippers. So, experience-wise, it's still very close. It is very close experience-wise. Azumarill currently on top, looking for maybe a defense on the goal. And we just have Mew Solar Beaming over and over again, looking for this poke. And now there's a heavy slam going in quite early. But the team is not there. Ancient Power is going to go into Mamoswine, who high house powers away. And the Muse is going to make it to the bot goal in time as well. Now they have time. Ancient Power is gone. He's going to start out taking Rayquaza. They want God's Rain to do something. Dodrio is going to score again. 20 points on bot. Make that 40. Make it 60. So putting them into a decent lead right now. So Troopers are done. Have to do something now. The Heavy Slam is completely misses. And Mamoswine just finding a nice engage. High horsepower, Isaac Crash doing so much damage. Cramorant is looking for it. He has to use Unite Move now. Jumping onto Scyther, looking for the Cramorant, who also has to Unite Move. Dodrio is flying in from the right side. Can they find some KOs? Cramorant is going to fall. But so does 2 of God's Rain. We have Mamoswine and Dodrio falling at the same time. Ancient Power, this Tyranitar looking very unkillable right now. Blissey goes onto him as well. The Dark Pulse should be able to lock up the Mr. Mime. And can he kill him through the shield? No, the stuns are going to be enough to keep Mr. Mime alive for now. Tyranitar still in the chase. Rayquaza dropping now to almost half HP. Heavy Slam onto him. Nice, he jack button away. Gets out of the Heavy Slam. 30 seconds are left. And Troopers are running out of time right now. They're running out of time. They have to actually rip Rayquaza right now. If they want to have a chance. Can they get it right now? Ancient Power's there. Can they go for it? And they get it! But they have to still score. 20 seconds are left. They have to score. Dark Pulse is gonna miss Mew. He's gonna just try to get the KO, and then he's gonna Ancient Power across. And I think that's gonna be it. They have enough time. 10 seconds are left, but I think they have enough time to do it. He's even waiting for Cramorant to make sure. They're gonna score 48 times 2 and 100 as well. And True Rippers are gonna take the first match win in India with a very long last 2-minute fight. Well played by True Rippers in the end. Coming back into this match and winning 512 to 318. Is this an upset? Godstrain did win the India Championship, right? So I think this is an upset.